Hi everyone, my name is Karen, this is my channel RatherBeReading, and today I'm bringing to you my September wrap-up. So September was a pretty decent reading month for me. I read a total of 14 books, which is really great. But of those 14 books, all 14 of them were actually novels. One of those novels was a children's novel, but it was still a novel. I didn't read any like manga, any graphic novels, or any like small children's, like short children's books, if you know what I mean. So I did read all novels this month, and I also ended up with quite a high average star rating, which I'll talk about in a second. So of those 14 books, 8 were physical books, 4 were audiobooks, and 2 were ebooks. Excluding the audiobooks, I read 4 books that I owned this month and 6 from the library. So that's actually kind of getting a bit closer to where I would like it to be. So that was really great this month. I read a total of 4,840 pages, which averaged out to 161 pages a day, which is really good. The longest book I read this month was 455 pages, and the shortest I read was 242 pages, which was the children's novel. The highest star rating I actually gave 2 5-star ratings this month, which was really great because I don't think I've ever given more than 1 5-star rating in a month, so that was great. And the lowest star rating I gave was a 2.5 star, which averaged out, my average star rating for the month was 3.77 stars, which was equal second highest average star rating for months so far this year, so that was really great. So yeah, overall it was a pretty decent reading month. As always, I did talk about the first, let me check. The first 7 books that I read in my September mid-month wrap-up, so I'll link that up in the card for you guys to check out. So I will just be talking about the final 7 books that I managed to complete in the month of September. So let's jump straight in and talk about the books. The first book I want to talk about is The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. This is a book that I picked up just because I've been trying to read more classics, and this is a children's classic, and I have seen the movie many times, and it's actually one of my favorite movies from when I was younger, so I was really excited to read the book as I'd never read it. I actually didn't end up enjoying it as much as I thought I would. It is a really sweet, kind of light-hearted book, so it was definitely enjoyable. It was just a little bit slow, I thought, and I did find, and I know it's kind of present in the movie, in fact it's probably more present in the movie even, but the romance aspect of it when these kids are like 10, I found a little bit strange, but it was definitely enjoyable in the end. I gave it 3.5 stars. The next book I managed to complete in the month of September was Vicious by Sarah Shepherd, which is actually really funny because that means I read 2 books called Vicious this month, because in the beginning half of the month I read Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I enjoyed Vicious by V.E. Schwab much more than I enjoyed this book. This is the final book in the Pretty Little Liars series. The Pretty Little Liars series is a series that I have been reading for a super long time because it was like, felt like it was never ending. And this book, I've had it for a while and I just haven't got to it, and it's actually been quite a big gap in time since I read the last book before this one. So that probably didn't help the situation at all, but I don't even really know what to say about it. I just feel like by this point in the series, things were so far-fetched, in my opinion. I didn't like the way that it ended, because even after all these books, I think this is book 16, if I'm recalling correctly, it still didn't feel like everything was wrapped up. And I know that she said, and I read the acknowledgements or whatever, and she said that this was the final book, but I just didn't feel like even then that I got as much closure as I would have liked after having read 16 books. I just feel like the series went on a lot longer than it should have. In the end, I gave this 2.5 stars. The next book I completed, I listened to on audio, and that was Supernaturally by Kirsten White. This is the second book in the Paranormal trilogy. I really enjoyed the first book. I gave that one 4 stars, I think, but I didn't enjoy this one anywhere near as much. I did still give it 3 stars, but Some of the dialogue in this one was extremely cringy, and I don't know if it was even more apparent how cringy the dialogue was because I was listening to it on audiobook, so I was hearing the things said and just going, ooh. It also has that kind of trope of the main character telling lies, but you don't really get why. You're just like, why are you lying about that? It's just causing drama that doesn't need to be there. Like, just freaking stop lying. It was really annoying. I did really like the message in this story that it had about family being made. Like, family is something that you choose, not necessarily something that you're born with, and I really appreciated the messages, like that kind of message that it had in the story, but as I said, in the end, I gave this one 3 stars. The next book I completed was Bloodlines by Rochelle Mead. This is the first book in the Bloodlines series, which, as we all know, is a spin-off series from the Vampire Academy series, which is a series that I really, really enjoyed. I really enjoyed this first installment. We got characters returning. I knew that this series followed, that it had Sydney and Adrian in it, so I was really excited for that, but I didn't realize we'd be seeing a lot of Jill and Eddie, and that really excited me when those characters popped up. I was like, yay, Jill, Eddie! That was really exciting. I feel like this series is gonna have like a real slow burn romance, and I am totally up for that. I really do hope that does end up being like a slow burn, because yeah, that would be great. I also really like the hook that we got at the end for book 2. In the end, I gave it 4 stars. I did really, really enjoy it, and I look forward to continuing on with the series for sure. The next book I completed is Reap the Shadows by Annette Marie. This is the 4th book in the Steel and Stone series, which is a series. It's a YA urban fantasy, paranormal-ish type of series that I've been thoroughly enjoying. I really enjoyed this book as well. It wasn't, sometimes I find in a longer series when you get the second last book in the series, which is what this one is, this is the 4th in a 5-book series, that sometimes it all feels like kind of set up for the last book. I didn't find that at all. It also didn't feel like it was setting up for like a happily ever after type of situation, because at the end of this book, let me just say, shit looks bleak. I really enjoyed the kind of, that Piper, the main character, is really kind of trying to find herself in this book, that she is having kind of an identity crisis, and I really enjoyed that. We also got some really great character development for one of the side characters, which I really enjoyed as well. I've been totally loving this series, and I gave this one 4 stars. The next book I completed was Silkworm by Robert Galbraith. This is the 2nd book in the Cormoran Strike series by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling. I really am enjoying this series. Rowling, Galbraith, whoever, she knows how to engage. Her books are so engaging. I start them and I'm immediately like, yes, great. Let's get on with it. I want to know what is going to happen. I really, really enjoy it. The characters are amazing. All of the characters, but particularly the main 2 characters, Cormoran Strike and Robin. I love the characters so, so much. I feel involved in their lives. I want to know like what's happening with them. I want them to be happy. I really am enjoying it. I didn't enjoy the mystery in this one quite as much as the previous book, but I did still really, really enjoy it, and I gave this 4 stars. And the final book that I completed in the month of September was another book that I listened to on audio, and that was Endlessly by Kirsten White. This is the final book in the Paranormalcy trilogy. I enjoyed this one a little bit more than I enjoyed the 2nd book, but again, a lot of the drama kind of going on in this felt really contrived. Like, it was just put there for the sake kind of drama. Like, stuff was going on and you think, people wouldn't do this. Like, it's just for the sake of drama, and I find that really frustrating in some YA trilogies. Again, the messages about family were really great. As I said, I did enjoy it a little bit more than the last book in the series. I gave this one 3.25 stars. Overall, this is probably a 3.5 at most trilogy for me. It was enjoyable. I feel like a younger YA audience might enjoy this a little bit more, so it is enjoyable, and if you like paranormal, like light-hearted paranormal fiction, then you probably will really enjoy it. So those were the books that I completed in the month of September. I would love to chat with you guys in the comments down below if you've read any of these books and have any thoughts or anything that you read in September, particularly your favorite book that you read in September. I don't know if I could separate the two 5-star books that I read this month, which was Vicious by V.E. Schwab and Codename Verity by Elizabeth Vine. I enjoyed those books both immensely, so they were definitely my favorites. I would love to know your favorite down in the comments below. As I said, please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you want to see more from my channel. That's all I've got for this video today. Bye guys!